Okay, everyone, I know I told you it'd be 2.5 minutes. Looks like my timing was wrong. But I would like to welcome you back here to game number 2, Complexity versus J.Storm in this, what we think is a best of 3 in the upper bracket here for the ESL 1 Birmingham America's qualifier. J.Storm, it looks like they've forgotten to tag up, but we will forgive them. Complexity 1 game ahead in this best of 3 on the back of a Medusa by Limp. And it looks like J.Storm are going to respect that Medusa, banning out instantaneously here in the first phase. Complexity, changing up their bans a bit, are banning out the Vengeful Spirit this time. They seem to be intimidated by Fear's Vengeful Spirit, even if it wasn't able to do enough in the last game. So, Complexity, they have first pick once again. You can't go for the Medusa, so what do they value as first pick? And it's the Enigma. I was surprised this hero was overlooked in the last game. We talked about how much this hero has been played, and it's just so good in the 4 position. It allows your offlaner to win the lane because you give them regen. It allows you to win team fights with that black hole. This first pick Enigma, it's just so damn powerful.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Riki.
What? Oh my goodness. J.Storm just picked a Riki. This was the most underpicked hit. I haven't seen a Riki pick in I don't know how long for. I have no idea how this is played. Is it a 4 position? Is it an off lane? Is it a carry Riki? Does anyone have any ideas what makes a Riki great? I mean, I think the most annoying thing about Riki, even if you don't build him to scale, is that silence. It is a silence cooldown talent. And, okay, so it's definitely not an off-lane Riki. I'm still just so shocked at this hero. People are saying it's a fair Riki. So, I'll believe you guys.
10 seconds remaining.
But like, I'm honestly excited for this. This is interesting, an interesting one. Like, it's very good versus Enigma early on, because as people said, you can follow him around the jungle, and you also have that silence. But Complexity going back for the Bane for Adam here on 3-4-3. You know, lots of us are saying, you know, maybe they don't care, maybe this isn't serious, or maybe this is an actual pocket strat by J.Storm. I will be surprised by the Riki. I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt. This hero has got a lot of buffs recently because, you know, it hasn't been making it through into pro games. So Complexity, they take away the Rubik, obviously great versus the Enigma, as well as the Bane, able to seal Fiend's Grip and Black Holes. With those long channeling abilities, you don't want to be giving them away, so that makes a lot of sense for that ban there. For anyone just joining us, Fear Darkness 51 is Demon. Jimmy Demon. Moo is here. The one who is missing is Bryle. Bryle isn't here for the side of J.Storm. And J.Storm respecting the Death Sand King. We saw the amount of work he was able to do it on the last game. So I have to say, I don't blame them. I think he plays that hero. Is probably one of his best heroes.
10 seconds remaining.
Brad Flakes 14. You do hear things very quickly. And yes, we truly do have a Riki pick here.
Radiant team ban.
So they ban out the gyrocopter on Complexity. That's an interesting one.
5
We have
seconds
been seeing this
remaining.
hero picked up more and more, even with Io being banned out of Captain's mode. Eternal Envy's played it a few times, and maybe they're afraid of Moo getting his hands on the old Copter Man. I don't think Brow's been kicked. I think he must have something on.
Ten seconds Dire remaining. Team pick. Radiant team pick. Mirana.
So, quick pick of the Phoenix, but an instant Mirana counter to the Phoenix. So I really like the Mirana versus the Phoenix. Obviously does have that leap to be able to close the gap, as well as get that bonus attack speed to be able to kill the egg. And with this Phoenix, I think this might be a 5 Phoenix. I've seen a little bit of it. It definitely can't go off lane. Or maybe it's 4 and the Ricky's the carry. I'm still so confused about this Ricky pick. I do like the fact that they banned out the Juggernaut when they did pick the Phoenix. That makes a lot of sense. But Mirana seems to be Complexity's answer to this Firebird. I think it might be a pos 1 Ricky. It's looking more and more likely at this point in time.
Dire team pick. Pack.
So the Radiant looks like they're taking their mid lane of the puck. This has some obvious synergy with the Ricky, having that Dream Coil holding people in place that will hold people inside the Ricky ultimate. So with all these abilities, I think it is looking like it is going to be a 1-position Ricky here for Moo. This is starting to remind me of my pub games. You know what? I have to be honest. It's really exciting to see a hero who's not picked very often. But also, my pubs. Please think about my pubs if this Ricky does well. You know? Anyway, Complexity, they have both their supports as well as possibly their mid lane in the Mirana. So I think we can expect to see either a carry who they think is going to be highly contested or an offlaner here. Offlane heroes were good at the moment. Tide would probably be pretty good versus the Ricky. He won't take a lot of damage, or maybe even a Bristleback. Bristleback, obviously great versus Ricky. He wants to be hitting you in the back, and you know, you get all that damage mitigation. Ahmad, why some of the teams aren't competing in Mumbai is because they have the minor literally the day after Mumbai finishes. So to them, the possibility of getting to the major and is more important than playing the Mumbai. So they want to play the minor at the full of their ability. So they don't want to go to a tournament just before. That's why teams have dropped out of ESL Mumbai. Okay, Complexity taking the DK. So this means I'm not quite sure if this is an off-lane Mirana, a safe lane Mirana, because DK, you're usually going to put him mid and have a very good time versus the Puck. Puck obviously doesn't have enough burst damage early on to be able to kill a Dragonite through some points in that Dragon's Blood. Mars is not in Captain's mode just yet, Dombrop. Is this a good Puck Dagon game? Unfortunately, I don't think it is until maybe very late. Bane's pretty squishy, but Dagon will never help you kill the Dragonite. It might help you kill the Mirana, but I don't think you'll be getting it until later on. I think he'll definitely focus on getting Aghanim Scepter so that he's able to hold people in place. I think you need to get
Dire
Veil.
team ban.
Veil Yule's Aghanim Scepter would be my item build for Puck in this game. And the Radiant, they ban out the Brewmaster. Okay. That's an interesting one. Does this mean that this Riki is a like, this could still be a 4-position Riki, a 5-position Phoenix. So maybe they're thinking of an Illusion carry, which is honestly like a Terror Blade again for Mu, or a Naga Siren. That's honestly usually the reasons I see the Brewmaster banned out, for that Dispel he has on the Wind Panda. Anyway, Complexity here. They're eating up all their reserve time here for this last ban.
Dire team
And they do ban out the Terrorblade. So
Radiant
seeing
team pick.
that ban of the Brewmaster sees them ban out the Terrorblade. And I think this is an off-lane Tiny. I think that's how I would lane it. Safe lane Mirana, mid DK, off-lane Tiny. But I'm up for Complexity to change it up on me. They've been playing so well, I'm willing to let them do something a bit bit unorthodox. So now is the moment of truth for the side of J.Storm. Is this a position 1 Riki? Oh, it's a Limp Tiny. Yep, you guys are right. Limp plays probably the best Tiny in the world. Thank you for reminding me, guys. How could I forget? I just remember from the NIP days when he played Tiny. Absolutely insane. So you're right. It is probably Limp on the Tiny. He loves that hero. And especially with that burst damage, he'll be able to kill the Riki, the Phoenix, and the Puck. They're all pretty squishy heroes that he should be able to bring down. Anyway, J.Storm, they really are keeping us waiting. Death plays a good DK. Ah, interesting. It might be an off-lane DK. Okay, guys. How about we stop speculating about the Complexity draft and we'll see what they're picking up here for the Radiant. And they're taking the Troll. So unfortunately, I do think this is only a 4-position Riki. We will not get to see him scale. And it is... Okay, so it is a 4-position Tiny and an off-lane Enigma. Interesting here. I really thought they might put Limp on the Tiny because he loves that hero. Okay, who called Death Enigma first? Pranav Rathi got it correct first. He can get credit for it. But Mirana versus Troll. And it is the Jimmy Puck in the mid lane. I'm really excited to see how he copes.
Ten seconds remaining.
Anyway, we're just waiting for the game to load in. And I realize I haven't said what draft I prefer, just because I was so focused on this Riki. So, let's get into a bit more mode of analysis and think about this. So, obviously, they do have the ability for the Dream Coil and the Egg. There's a lot more team fight here for the side of the Radiant than they had on the last match. They have big ultis, so they will be able to take fights. Whereas last time, it just felt like they didn't have the ability to take fights. But I am worried that the side of Complexity Gaming, Miracle is going to do a lot of range damage. They have the ability to deal with the Egg. But the Limp DK will probably get handled. I think the draft is definitely a lot more even for the side of the Radiant. But I think I still prefer the Complexity lineup just a tiny bit. I feel they do have answers for everything the Radiant are trying to do. But if the Radiant get off to, let's say they're ahead at like 20 minutes, I think J.Storm should be able to win. Anyway, it looks like we are underway here.
Are you ready to rumble?
But more importantly, let's look at what we all came here to look at. The beautiful Mirana mount here. You can take a gaze at it. It has those beautiful wings. It's worth a lot of money being the ultra rare. And that's all you're getting for today. Anyway, let's get rid of this box. I've already got the CS up. And then let's just follow this Fear rookie. He has the Observer Ward as well as... He has shared tangos. Why does he have shared tangos over on the Ricky? Who's given him tangos? I guess he just has them so that he's able to deward sentries really fast. Using this Ricky just to get down a quick ward.
30 seconds.
And is he going to harass the Enigma so he's not able to deny the range creep? I don't think you're not able to stop him doing that, are you? But he's definitely going to try and snipe this bounty rune. They have 2 sentries over here on Z-Freak. So they are set up for this Ricky. I think it's a 4 position Ricky.
The battle begins.
So Fear was able to take that bounty rune. It looks like J.Storm, they might be able to get 3 bounty runes for their side. Meanwhile, Foreb took a whole bunch of damage. Even forced to use his salve. So they'll be quite happy with that if they were J.Storm, successfully getting 3 bounty runes. You could never underestimate that early advantage. But it looks like Limp, even though he is on the melee DK, successfully gets the better block, perhaps even blocking to some extent. Has gone for the level 1 Breathe Fire just to make it even harder for Jimmy to be able to get that CS. We know he's not a mid laner by trade, so he'll find it pretty tough. Oh, we're just going to watch Fizz. Z-Freak is in the trees, has already planted 1 sentry over here to block the camp. It will give him vision over a Fear. And Death. He's actually blocking up the wave after getting that deny the range creep. I will... Actually, he's playing it offlane Enigma, so do you play it slightly differently? Do you not go to the jungle? Do you actually contest the lane with the Enigma? I'm curious about that. It looks like Jimmy is doing a tiny bit better. You might have thought I missed First Blood, but I cast from Dota TV for a reason. So we're going to have a tiny look about what's happening here in the top lane. Over here, successful arrow by Miracle. Going forward, a few more CS and the right click and the brain stab. It's just more than enough to bring him down.
Let his nightmare never end.
So we missed no kills here on the Hasbaz stream. Didn't miss anything. Moo's doing a good job here of trying to farm the Eidolons. Does have those whirling axes, so he is able to slow them down. But this mid lane, Jimmy as well as Limp, they are trading pretty damn evenly. I'm really impressed there. And he will be able to get that haste rune. No bottle online for him yet. Just going for the second null talisman. They have the Fear actually getting that D-ward there, unblocking that camp and eating the ward as well. They have the slow over onto Z-Freak. This looking like it might be another kill. The avalanche, and they have nothing to cancel that TP, so he is going to be just able to walk away on the Tiny. The sleep, meanwhile, in the Phoenix looks unnecessary, and Jimmy just dancing around with this haste rune. Knows he's not able to get any sort of kill onto this Dragon Knight, considering he has that point into the Dragon's Blood. Interesting build here from Limp with the 2-1-1. But he must not feel under any real threat from this puck. The March throwing out the spirits. He's getting pretty low here over onto Adam. Needs to be careful here on 3-4-3. But it looks like they're not going to hunt him down. Jimmy using his abilities and is ahead in the CS. Behind in denies, but doing a lot better than the last laning phase that we saw for him. They're just getting that harass onto Death as he walks away. This is the best thing about a Ricky as... So this top lane, Bane, is affected by the Fiery Spirits, trying to deny himself to the tower, but doesn't do it in time, so he's still affected by those Fiery Spirits. So he does give the kill over to March. I don't know why you guys are spamming T-Tours. I haven't missed a single kill this game. I'm honestly so impressed. Jimmy seems to be doing a lot better in this mid lane. Maybe he favors the puck. Bit under this tower. They're harassing down Death. It looks like Z-Freak. He's sitting in base. He has his TP. Finally TPing back to lane inside the trees. He has the avalanche, but he went for the tree throw. So no chance of a toss back. And over here, they're trying to go onto 3-4-3 again. He needs to be careful about tanking these fire spirits. But Miracle with the 2 points into Starstomp. Is it going to be enough? He needs one more hit over the Forev. He goes for the leap and that right click. It is enough to get the kill over onto Forev. But looks like the sleep into the arrow. God, I didn't talk about this into the draft, but I did forget. They have the arrow. They have the nightmare into the arrow. Probably the best setup for it in the entire game of Dota. It doesn't require timing like a disruption. It's just so easy to set up every single time. So, Adam denying himself again. He was out of mana and out of health, so he just goes to that tier 2. So he can return back to the top lane with full health. Death has managed to get off a whole bunch of denies, but isn't CSing as well as jungle enigmas that we see. But that is because he's trying to keep the troll down. Remember, that is his objective here on this enigma. It's not just to get as much farm as he can, like a jungle enigma. It's to also keep Moo down at the same time. And you can see, if you have a look at their levels, he has been successful thanks to those denies of the range creep. So Jimmy has his bottle. Limp is ahead now in the CS as well as the experience. But they're scouting out by fear. Being invis, they haven't realized that he's seen them, but they've brought 3 people to the top lane. But this means they know Miracle is by themselves. He does have points in to leap, but diving forward over there with the fire spirits. What level are these? It's only level 2 and level 1, so it's not going to be quite enough. But Forev, he's trying to go for the dive, the leap. He has one more left on Miracle if he wants to use it. Charging into Forev. Has the hoof stomp. But the leap away means he isn't going to be able to connect onto him. Meanwhile, bottom lane, it's a whole bunch of Eidolons over here. It does reveal himself to be able to get the CS, but now they know he has no more leaps on Miracle. March in a few seconds, he has the Fiery Spirits, and there's no more leap. I think that is going to allow them to get the kill. Actually, they just came off cooldown. So they're stopping him from farming. But a nice Dream Coil there, stopping them from being able to pursue onto the park. So it looks like we're not actually getting a lot of action, but we're getting a whole bunch of spells extended. But Miracle able to connect with the arrow. He thought he was able to get the kill over on the Phoenix, but just too tanky over here on this Mirana with the 3 Wraith Bands. Avalanche. You are able to use the phase shift during the Avalanche now that it's a bunch of different instances of damage. The Dream Coil, it's already been used, so I don't think they are going to be able to kill off Limp. But the Phoenix TP's in just to refill the bottle of... What? No, you didn't refill the bottle? What? But... Bottle. That's usually why you TP from a fountain. Miracle actually pursuing. Is he going to go for the hour? It looks like he isn't. Miracle in this Moron with the 3 Wraith Bands is actually enough to fight up against this tanky Forev Centaur. Boo, he's gone to the jungle himself. And this leaves Death to have absolute free farm. Z-Freak just stacking this camp over here, or looks maybe trying to get a kill. Forev with the help of March, they're coming back to the lane. But Z-Freak, he's sitting here, has level 1 in the Avalanche, 1 point into the toss. Moo is going to be just fine in the mid lane, that giving some levels to... So Z-Freak, he comes out, they connect with the Avalanche, and with that 3 points into the Storm, they are able to get that kill, but they do get the turnaround with the rotation of Jimmy to the top lane. The sleep is over here onto Moo, but they don't have a level 6 yet on Death, so I'm pretty sure they don't have enough damage. Is getting hit by the stun. The Whirling Axe's blind has worn off, so they need a tiny bit more damage. But they are not going to be able to take down Moo. Limp with this double damage, however, he's the one who's rotating in. It looks like he might be looking for a tower. He does have the stun, remember. So the stun as well as the breathe fire, and it is more than enough. Nice rotation for the Juggernaut. Able to gank on top of Moo. The Avalanche to toss back under the tower. The stomp isn't going to be enough here. Miracle, he does have the leap as well. That's going to give him the bonus attack speed. Needs 1 more hit. No, 2 more hits actually. Tanky here on this Centaur. But he is able to get that kill. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, it looks like they're getting more and more for the side of complexity. So here, will he take down? It's actually a black hole onto 2 of them. Limp, is he going to focus the Phoenix? Phoenix doesn't have the dive. It's off cooldown. So Limp does get the slow of the Dragonblade as well as hitting for the double damage. A miss there from the blind for the volley axis, but it doesn't matter. Is able to get that kill. Meanwhile, Noob takes down Death. Now, there's actually a whole bunch of them. The stun is onto Trouble. He doesn't have level 6 yet. He really needs his level 6, but he's not going to get it. The Riki comes in. They have the slow of the count. But all these two of these heroes, they are getting the Stampede. So they are going to be able to stay on top of Limp. He doesn't have any mana, and I don't think he's going to have any health. Applying more charges. They leap forward into the trees. Will they finally be able to kill off this tanky Dragonite? The last right clicks. Who's it going to go to? He's actually out of Dragon Form. Meanwhile, the Phoenix dies somewhere else, I guess. In the mid lane, they leap forward. Limp, this chase has been going on forever. And finally, the last hit by Fear. Oh my goodness. That doesn't count as me missing the Phoenix kill, by the way. Because we were chasing that kill bottom. But oh my goodness, they do finally kill off that tanky Dragonite. But it takes them forever. Really showing the lack of damage here for the side of J.Storm. Oh no, Adam's here. He doesn't have level 6 just yet. And no mana here for the brain tap, but it's set up the arrow. The arrow connects, and with the level 4 into the Starstorm, that's an easy kill over onto Farab. This combination is pretty damn deadly of the Mirana as well as the Bane. Death has successfully taken this tier 1 bottom tower. Remember, he has his helm with the Dominator, and it looks like he's building a full one next. I'm not sure what he wants after that. Maybe this is the Guardian Greaves build because you're an offlane Enigma. But usually I do see it in the 4 position. Switching over to net worth thanks to the reminder for Pifogna. And we can see the side of complexity. All 3 of their cores are ahead, but it's only a 2k net worth lead. It's not as dire as it seemed for the last game. But a whole bunch of summons here in this bottom lane. But they have Fear on top of him. They're TPing down. They do realize that March is here. He's got level 6. I assume he had the time. And now the Stampede forward. They're onto Death. They pop the egg. They're not going to be able to do anything about this. They have the slow of the storm as well as the stun. And the rotation in from Jimmy as well. The egg explodes and 2 big kills for the side of J.Storm. Meanwhile, they are losing their tier 1 mid over to Dragonite. But I guess that's pretty eventual happening. But we do see the teamfight combination here for the side of J.Storm. They just have all this control, so they're able to keep you underneath the egg. And Fear, he's hit level 6 as well. Going for that full Spirit Vessel first, that's going to be very effective versus the Dragonite. The position 1 Riki is up to 7th in the net worth. We are going to call him a position 1 Riki, even though he's not. Just because it's more fun that way. And we like to have a bit of fun here. The Fear just putting down sentries. And then I assume he'll put down a bunch of wards. They're giving them to the Riki so he's able to get down these deep wards, I assume. What is Limp building? He actually has his Blink Dagger completed. Maybe a BKB next. Oh, I didn't realize we were having the glitch where Dragonite doesn't have his armor. But we'll see if that clears up. March being very smart. Able to jump away just in time. Oh, he does put that ward just right under a sentry that was freshly placed. So I doubt it will stick around for very long. Forev completed his Vanguard. Into Blink Dagonets is happy to trade hits with Limp, I assume. But Miracle, this Mirana is going to have her Maelstrom pretty damn soon. Is farming up a total storm here. For the side of Complexity, not the side of J.Storm. I was about to say an absolute storm for the side of J.Storm, but unfortunately that's not the case. Fear. Are they leaving this ward up intentionally? Or did they just not see it? They definitely have the vision of it. But they're baiting it out. The Avalanche as well as the Malefice and the Fiend Script. That is going to be an easy kill. They expend a bunch of abilities, but only 1 ultimate. And now, did you see that? They baited out the ward. They pretended they didn't know it was there. And then they just let the Riki continue to hunt them. That's honestly really heads up play by the side of Complexity. That's next level thinking, to be honest. But Smoke here. Jimmy has Dust. Looking for his Blink Dagger next. I do like this build. And they're even TPing into the Riki. They have Z-Freak. They do pop the Stampede. The toss into the air. It doesn't really matter. Fear, they get the Silence. Are they looking for more? It looks like they are just settling for the Tiny. They do pop the Dream Coil, so they're able to secure the kill. They might be looking for a bit more, but they're happy with the Z-Freak kill, I think, for the side of J.Storm. Demon having a much better game than last time, But over here, the stun into the arrow. More than enough damage from these two cores of the side of complexity. So, they might have been happy with it previously, but when you lose your position 1 Troll Warlord for just a 4-position Z-Freak, you have to kind of question your priorities in life. 3-4-3, he's sitting here in the top lane. They haven't got their tier 1 tower. There aren't going to be any more rotations. He does have the TP. So I'm curious if he's looking to achieve any objective. Ricky does go into the ultimate, but they have death. Do they have any detection? Oh, it looks like even they had a dust that was used. And with the fire breath, you don't even need to be able to see the Ricky.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So Moo is going for the Battle Fury, wants to be able to scale into the very heavily late game. And there is point saying that, you know, the Troll possibly is the hardest carry in this game. The sleep on top of Forever, but they set up the arrow over onto this poor Phoenix. It's an easy kill there. Limp's here as well, gets the stun, breathe fire. They have more than enough magic damage. The slow, it's not going to be enough, even using the Fiend script for about a few seconds to get that kill. Oh, Forever, he tried to save his Phoenix, but it actually cost him his own life. And they're just going forward with a whole bunch of sentries, getting in these deep walls, and they're hunting down Fear. Who has the dust? Dust? I don't see dust on anyone, actually. They do have sentries, however. But it doesn't look like there's any more dust, except for over here on Death. 4K advantage for the side of complexity. Yes, we are having the DK bugs, so we are having a DK out of his armor. You get to see what he looks like inside the suit. But Death, you know, honestly, it feels like he's just had such a free time here in this bottom lane. You can see he's even ahead of his safe lane of Miracle.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So Moo, how far is he off that Battle Fury? Honestly, pretty damn far. He needs another 2. Let's do the math. It's about 2,200, I think. Or 2,100, if I didn't do it properly.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
But the Freak, he's actually building phase boots, has that soul ring, so he's able to farm, not rushing that blink dagger. But the side of complexity, they've just taken over this jungle for the side of J.Storm. So they know this is happening. They know they're not freeing it. So instead of going back to their jungle to farm, they're going to siege this tier 1 tower. They have the Ricky scouting down behind the tier 1 tower, so they know there's no rotations happening. But meanwhile, Death, he's going to siege your tier 3. He has a siege creep, as well as his dominated Sato Tormentor. This is definitely going to force rotations back. I think this is the first use of the Midnight Shadow we're seeing here. So they have no vision over Z-Freak. Z-Freak sees move. He has the avalanche, the toss back into his team. The arrow, it connects, so he's not able to use this. But they're charging forward. They have the coil. Are they going to be able to kill off the egg in time? They do kill off the egg. So now they're all live, but they're all pretty low. The Ricky ultimate's on top of them, but they're heating up at the shrine. Are they going to be able to kill off Miracle? No, they're not. He's leaping away to safety. Z-Freak tosses Moo into the air. The stun, the rotation from Limp. They do have the blind, but it's not going to be quite enough. And the avalanche, it does finish off Moo. And now they're looking for more over here on top of Jimmy. The black hole into the arrow as well. Goodbye to your puck. All the ultimates committed. And a disaster here for J.Storm in the top lane. It honestly looked like they might be able to get some kills, but that Egg of March, only level 1, not being able to get it off. It meant they just didn't have the follow-up teamfight control for the fight. And Ricky, even though he had a good ultimate onto a whole bunch of them, he just doesn't do any damage. And Death, he just left his creep wave here in this bottom lane, and they've lost their tier 3 for the side of J.Storm.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Just using the troll creep to hold Moo in place so that they can siege up this tower. Death able to get another tower. I'm sure if we look at the end of the game and we look at tower damage done, Death is going to have a massive amount. Thanks to these Eidolons as well as his dominated creeps. Defeat running forward, has the avalanche, not going for the toss back though. So Limp has actually gone for a Maelstrom. Also looking for this ability to be able to do some real damage and scale into late game. But they have the coil as well as the silence. The centaur reveal of the blink dagger here on Forever. They go forward. They must have some magic damage. Remember, this is percentage rate. The arrow, however, is over here onto Forever. He will have the stampede if he wants it, but it's just a stampede to retreat. They pop the dust. It does catch onto Ricky as well as March. Z-Freak, is he looking for more? No, it looks like ultimate spent on all sides of the map, but even with that Spirit Vessel charge, it wasn't enough to be able to kill off Limp. So Z-Freak, instead of going for that blink that we usually see, he is actually building the Spirit Vessel here. On this Tiny, that's a really interesting decision. And Death, as we usually see him here in the J.Storm jungle, this is where he feels like he belongs. Battle Fury still 600 gold away from Moo. You can see how far behind the cores of J.Storm are behind the side of complexity. It's already an 8k advantage here at 19 minutes. But it doesn't feel as useless as it did last game. They might lose the Bane here. They use their Spirit Vessel, and Jimmy able to claim that kill with the help of the Illusory Orb. So a nice pick-off as well as a successful bounty claimed. Miracle on the way towards his BKB. Death actually has built a BKB himself. That's really interesting. It looks like they're just looking for the survivability, and this will allow him to be able to channel his black hole as long as he wants. Moo finally will have that Battle Fury after visiting this side shop here. But the side of complexity, they're very happy with the state of the game. I think they're probably just waiting for their DK form, for their Moonlight Shadow, and then we can expect to see them get aggressive once again here for the side of complexity.
Vanish.
The Moo, he wants to be just farming, but they have the invis. The detection, they initiate over here onto Forum, but it looks like they comboed it a tiny bit wrong. He is able to get away, but the Black Hole, as well as the Phoenix, they commit absolutely everything to be able to kill off that Centaur. And now it actually looks like they caught even more. Miracle killing the Phoenix down bottom. They need to be careful. I think Miracle's just going to start sieging barracks. He's focusing on the raid so he gets that permanent damage, but they have the stun. Is he going to be able to get his ultimate off here on Moo? Yes, he is in time, but who's he going to focus on? Moo, they're actually just kiting him. He is able to get onto 343, but Limp, with that stun, they have the damage. And as soon as his ultimate wears off, he's going to go down. They've killed off Moo. And all the meanwhile, by himself, Miracle, just having an absolute free time here in this bottom lane. They also lose the Ricky as soon as his ultimate wears off. They just have the detection. So they're pushing in this wave. They've pushed in bottom. And they just lost 4 people across the map, getting 0 kills. For the side of J.Storm, complexity, showing their strength. They waited their ultimates, just as I said, and then they got active.
Under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen. Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
So, with this tier 3 already claimed, it looks like they're looking for the last shrine that's remaining. Death just amping up his building damage. We talked about this before.
Radiant's top shrine has fallen.
And interestingly enough, Limp not going for that BKB that you usually see as, you know, a fairly early item on DKs. Just building this AC, looking for some damage, and looking to be able to take towers even faster. Miracle, lucky DD rune. Is this going to be enough for them to be able to transition into the Roach Pit? They do have a smoke here. Smoke pops over onto Jimmy. They have no idea, but Limp, he leaps forward. He actually has his BKB. That's why he changed it up. The BKB is already completed with that DD on Miracle. They just eliminate Jimmy. Do they have the arrow here from Miracle? No, it looks like they don't have it anymore. The silence on the backlines, but they don't really care. 2 leap charges here, but he's not using it. But another catch over here onto the Centaur. Oreb down again. The double damage here on Miracle. They're going to continue pushing in this top lane. And I wouldn't be surprised if they look for a whole bunch of racks. They've used the DK ultimate here on Limp. Oh, they found another one. Do they have the detection over here for the Ricky? Fear the silence. Yes, they do have the dust. It looks like there was some on the DK. He goes into the ultimate, but they don't really mind. They have the avalanche for right after it. And that's a bit big kill on the one position Ricky. I like saying one position Ricky, but... Moo, the real one position here, he's rushing towards his BKB next. But I don't think he's going to have it before Complexity reach their high ground. Yeah, I thought he was building the Assault Cuirass, but it looks like he just had so much money that he had completed the full BKB. And I didn't even realize. Limp's DK, it's really been a clinic here in this top lane. They pop the Dream Coil onto Miracle, but there's no follow-up. Avoiding that arrow, Yule Scepter here. In top of the air, but Miracle has a BKB of his own, and now they're committing forward. Z-Freak, Avalanche, 4F, you were just back alive, but it looks like not for long. And meanwhile, Death into back lines. He's looking for a big black hole, but he's not able to connect one. And black hole, he just uses it on top of 4F, asserting dominance there on Death. Saying, I don't need this ability, I can use it to kill your 1 HP Centaur. So blink forward, they have the Spirit Vessel, so he won't be able to heal into the arrow. And Moo, he doesn't have buyback for this fight. Phoenix buys back, but it doesn't matter because they don't have Dream Coil. They have no follow-up. They go forward. They really want to kill him. Tossed into the air onto the Ricky. They have enough damage as well as the vision for him. They go forward over here onto March. March, oh, you can use your egg. He's trying to kill a Phoenix, but he dies to the brain sap before he's able to use his egg. And now the barracks are exposed. Leaps forward. He's looking for Jimmy, but Jimmy with the Yules is going to be able to retreat away to his fountain. But the level 3 dragon form, that means he's going to shred through buildings.
Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
And with no buybacks for the side of J.Storm, Complexity, they're just going from racks to racks to racks. This game, even faster completion than the previous one. The draft here, it felt better from the side of J.Storm, but Complexity, as soon as their ultimates were online, they started using these Moonlight Shadows to almost as smokes. But here we go, the Stampede forward, the stop on top of it. Do they have the egg? They don't have the egg, but they have the Cloud, they have the Ricky ultimate, but there's just no damage, even if you're able to hold them in place. They have BKB, so they don't care. Mooch just channeling forward, and GG is cool. Complexity take this series in an easy 2-0. Are they going to finish off fair? No. Okay. Wow. No, you don't understand. G-Freak, I said I liked J.Storm's draft more than game number 1. I didn't like it more than Complexity's. I like their draft more than game number 1.